I slept in a parking lot last night, which I've only done a couple times on this trip. But I have to say this is definitely the fanciest, the nicest, the most unique parking lot that I've ever slept in. I will also say that if you're ever planning on living out of your car and you're not like 5'1", then maybe I would recommend something a little bit bigger than a Subaru. It's fine for a couple weeks, but it's a bit tight. Nice free place to camp with a really cool view of the Golden Gate Bridge in the morning. So probably gonna go find breakfast, maybe wander around San Francisco for an hour or so, and then figure out where I'm meeting Sarah. I think we're gonna, that's my sister Sarah, and her boyfriend Nick. I think we're gonna go probably like the Mendocino County area and find a place to camp up there, do some exploring. They're gonna bring their bikes, we'll do some photography, take you guys along and see what we find. Well, Sausalito was a nice surprise. I think I'd been there before, but if so, it was in like 1993 or something like that. I was a little kid. We used to live in San Jose area for a couple of years growing up, but I was kind of too young to remember it. My sister and her boyfriend Nick, heretofore known as Sarah and Nick. Is heretofore a word? I think it's a word. Anyway, Sarah and Nick are coming. I'm gonna meet them in like 45 minutes or something back in San Mateo, I think. So I had a few extra minutes, decided to go up to Mount Tam, and then took a wrong turn and ended up at, I think, Muir Beach. So it's just that kind of trip where we're going with the flow and plans are changing constantly. This weekend I'm gonna do a lot of shots on this guy, the 35mm point and shoot, the Olympus, the weatherproof plastic point and shoot from probably the 90s. Honestly, I've gotten some of my favorite shots in the past year or so on this, but they're not like the highest quality, but it's fun to shoot film sometimes. So what I want for my film cameras and this kind of thing, where it's just memories and pictures of friends and I'm not doing anything serious with them, I want it to just kind of get out of the way. I don't want to have to think about it. So literally a point and click camera, a point and shoot camera is exactly what I want. This one's nice because it's got a couple extra features, like you can turn the flash on and off, there's a remote timer, and the zoom, and that's it. And honestly, that's pretty much all I want. Take the first picture of the weekend of you.
I never practiced piano when I was a boy, and I still ain't working to perfect guitar. I never read my lesson books like others did, the way they look in study halls while I mapped out the stars. Sometimes I forget to do the things that others do, take it as it's handed like a hopeful kid in June. So sometimes I'm attracted to the howling wind and moon, but I learned a thing or two. I only know the bills I owe when overdue.
So we got sour fruit and peanut butter, I think.
Ooh, caramel or peanut butter?
Uncle Sam asked, where's my plate? I said, come in. He said, I'll wait. I ran away, I always run away. Sometimes I forget to do the things that others do, take it as it's handing like some bourbon on the room. Sometimes I'll be up and drunk, my problems on a few, but I'll learn there, I'll learn a thing or two. And I tried to make it all seem by mistake. I didn't know the lengths I'd go, what I'd devote in every note. I found a hill and built a cityscape.
I say go here, make the right.
So while sometimes I'll forget to do the things that lovers do, take it all for granted like a night I'm sleeping through. So sometimes I'll awaken from a dream cold and confused, but I'll learn again to fall in love with you.
Alright, see you, Ryan.
See ya.
Sometimes I'll forget to do the things that lovers do. I'll learn again to fall in love with you. 'Cause I learned I learned a thing or two.
Well, I met up with Sarah and Nick, and we hung by the coast for a bit and had some lunch, and they brought their bikes down because they're both really into biking. At least Sarah's training for a half Ironman or an Ironman or something. So they're off doing a 2 or 3 hour bike ride, and I decided to drive a little bit further down the coast to the Point Reyes National Seashore, which I've definitely seen pictures of before but haven't been here. So honestly, just all of California so far has just been unreal. Beautiful, beautiful drive down here. I think I took a few film pictures, but I have no idea if they're going to turn out because that's how film works. I'll say one of the things that I like about film, about shooting photos on film instead of digital, there's a lot of things that I don't like, but one of the things that I think film does better than digital maybe is making pictures look better in midday sunny light. I think the dynamic range of color negative film looks pretty damn good, and it just kind of always adds like a little bit of a warmth and a little bit of like maybe like a bit of a nostalgic, I don't know, vintage vibe, which I like for, especially for like vacation pictures and stuff like this. So there's a little shipwreck over here, which definitely not the first person to ever take a picture of that, but I'm driving by and I've got the camera, so I'll go check that out. And then I think there's just a couple more stops that I'm gonna make on the way down the coast, and then meet up with them again and head to find our campsite for the night.
Me deep. I'm 1,000 miles from happiness, 1,000 miles from you. It's a far reach from you to me. I feel the time and the space between. It's 1,000 miles of loneliness, 1,000 miles from you. I'm 1,000 miles from closing it. 1,000 miles from you.
Nope.
Oh, sucks. Guess you can't have beer.
Ma'am.
We have
We
a.
split the Trader Joe's thing. You just have
Every mile on my map leads to you. It leads to you. Every mile on my path leads to you. It leads to you. Heard it said when the road is long, all the miles make the heart grow fond. There's 1,000 miles of fondness, 1,000 miles to you.
It's just nachos reinvented.